Welcome to my week 9 battle of the WCBL Season 2. This week we are going up against JS, and this time I am doing postcom because for reasons I could not record live because I had some loud background noises from outside. And so in this battle, once again, I did pretty bad on predicting what my opponent would bring. He did end up bringing that Cypher and that X-Cloud, which is really caught me off guard, especially that Cypher. And kind of really disappointed because Cypher was the only thing that could really take 2 hits from my Flygon at +2. So let us get into the battle. Looking at his team, I really expected him to lead off with Regirock to get those rocks up early. Either that or maybe Cypher with the U-turn, but definitely Regirock. So I decided to lead off with my Ambipom because I knew that I could get up a nasty plot on this. And if he decided to attack me, I could easily set up free basically against this and then get it into a mon that could possibly sweep his team. I was also, after the team builder, I thought of a new team set for Mew, but I did not change it in this one. I had another set where I record my team builder, and I changed it in there, but not in the team that I was going to use against JS, which is kind of sad because I would have ran Magic Coat on my Mew to bounce back rocks and Toxic from this Regirock, which I was really thinking he would bring for his hazard setup. So I also had to lead off with this because I didn't want it sash broken from rocks since I don't have any hazard removal. And yeah, so I go for the nasty plot as he goes for the stealth rocks, which is nice, and then I go for the water pulse, hopefully doing a lot of damage, maybe 2-hit KOing. This music's hella loud. Volume settings. Let's turn that way down. That's way too loud. Yeah, so go for the water pulse, maybe in case he wants to send in a mon to take a hit. Maybe switch in something like his Blastoise to take a hit, especially defensively if that is what it is. And yeah. And I was also fearing maybe him going for the Toxic. As I baton passed into a mon, and I didn't want that mon Toxic. Probably could have set up another nasty plot and one-shot this Regirock. Then would have been hard to baton pass, or I could have baton passed after the second setup. But yeah. And then luckily I get the confuse baton pass now because I really need a special attack into my Flygon as he does not hit himself in confusion and lands the Toxic, which is really unfortunate because this Flygon could basically take out the rest of his team if I was not toxic. Expecting him, knowing that he can't do much, expecting him to switch out, I go for the Tailwind to get that speed to outspeed his entire team. I think he was expecting the ground move going into Cypher, which is fine. Knowing that my best move to hit the Cypher and anything that wanted to really come in, I could easily weaken with a Dragon Pulse, so that's what I go for. It takes out his Regirock, which is nice. Yeah. So looking good. +2, probably take out a good chunk of his team. Regirock went down. He decides to bring in his Blastoise. I wasn't sure if he knew what Flygon got on the special side of attacks, so I decide to just blow my Bloom Doom right here, expecting him maybe to stay in, expecting maybe a Dragon or Ground type move to be easily taken, but he apparently did know that Flygon got Solar Beam and Giga Drain and was expecting that, so he goes into Cypher, which is not good. This is also where Magikarp Mew would have come in handy if I bounced back the rocks. Cypher would have been able to been knocked out with a Dragon Pulse right here, but without the rocks it was not, which is really unfortunate, and he gets up his own Tailwind, which is not so good for me. Goes for the U-turn, which Tailwind Cypher was not something I ever thought would be brought, and now I am in quite a sticky situation now that his Exploud is under Tailwind. I think it is Specs, if I remember the calcs correctly. I just decide to go for Stealth Rocks to be able to make sure Cypher gets knocked out on coming back in, does damage to Arcanine, and does a good chunk to that Kyurem Black. And I was also kind of just waiting for Tailwind to peter out. And I go into my Zapdos to get back up to Tailwind, maybe expecting him to maybe want to switch out, but he doesn't. He just decides to go for the Boom Burst. Luckily, I EV'd this to live, and I just spam Thunderbolt now. Probably could have just gone for 2 Thunderbolts, knocking this out, and not taking a good chunk of damage, and still would have been alive with my Zapdos, and could have gotten more damage off onto whatever he decided to bring in. Expecting him to want to save differential maybe with his Exploud. I decide to go with Energy Ball on my Primarina, and I was right, he does switch in his Blastoise, and he does live that hit, which is kind of sad. I don't really remember what I calculated that damage to be, but now I will be taking more damage on my Primarina, which is not all. Oh wait, no, I do outspeed, and I knock out his Mega Blastoise, which is nice, which was one of the main walls, except for, and unfortunately, Tailwind does go out right here, meaning that this Exploud will be able to outspeed my Primarina and take it out. I was not max speed in Primarina. It would have been a speed tide unless this is Scarf, but I'm pretty sure it was Specs if I remember my calcs correctly. And yeah, So it was guaranteed outspeed my Primarina, which is sad. Kind of wish I put max speed in it. And now this game is basically over. No, I could take him out with a Water Pulse or Thunderbolt off of my Ambipom. Expecting him maybe just to sack it off so that another one of his mons does not take the hit. Go for Water Pulse because of that chance of confusion. It was super effective against Arcanine. If he wanted to switch it in, Cypher would have fainted from rocks, and Kyurem being, no matter what, the two moves I had were not very effective. So Water Pulse was my best move here, and I go for that as he switches in his Arcanine. And luckily I get the confusion, which means that he will switch out his Arcanine, fearing being hit in confusion. Yeah. And that lowers the differential. Kind of wish I had priority, but Extreme Speed would have been going first anyways. With Extreme Speed, I thought he might have been like a banded set with Extreme Speed. So I just decided to go for the Acid Armor. Boost my defense as expecting him maybe to be banded into Extreme Speed. But he is not and goes for the Morning Sun, which is unfortunate because I could have taken him out right there with an Acid Spray and lowered the differential even more. And then it is basically just stalling out until I take it out. And then he KOs me with his Exploud. And that is the game. Once again, me not expecting him to bring something is what cost me some of the game, I guess. Probably could have played better. And yeah, so join me next week for my battle against Antoine for week 10. Me and Antoine always have battles where we try to out-heat each other. So look forward to that, and catch you all next time.